Good morning, WISER Nation. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching from and when you're seeing the recording. Hello, everyone. I am MC Love Diamond, a master of ceremonies, a speaker, head of operations at the Joyce Daniels and Associates. And I also am the brain behind the Lightle Dance Gears, a premium online store for dancewears for kids and teenagers. And I'm super excited to be here. Good morning. Please, if you're here with me, I would like you to engage in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from this morning. I'm streaming live from the city of Lagos, Nigeria. And thank you, ma'am. Good morning. Thank you, JB. It's such an honor. Thank you for sharing this platform with us, this growth platform with us. Good morning, Olutomi Shodipo. Thank you for joining us live from Abuja. Thank you. If you're here, please tell us where you're joining us from. Would like to know, would like to know, would like to know. This is the March edition of WISER Special. And guess what? Same time last year, I was here live in March, also handling a book review at the WISER Special March edition. And this year, I'm here again. Yay! Wow, I'm super excited. Why? Because the topic we're talking on is one that I would say I could relate a lot to it because I've had challenges in that area. I've also had wins in that area. Good morning, mechanic. Thank you for joining in. As you join in, please tell us let us know where you're joining in from. Let us know where you're joining in from. So I'm so excited. We are discussing the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. Hello, cousin. Welcome, welcome. Thank you. Tell us where you're joining from. Hello, Michael Okore, our able community manager. We're so glad to have you join us. All right, so remember to tell us where you're joining in from. Over to the book. Yeah. We are studying Atomic Habits by James Clear, and today we'll be speaking on the part 2, which is the first law is to make it, which is the first law, make it obvious. That is, if you want to effect any habit change, you have to make it obvious. That's the first law. Now, before I comment, I would like to welcome with me our very own Kehinde James, who'll be doing this with me together. Please put your hands together for the Queen of Fashion, Kehinde James. I want to see the emoji. Good morning. Good to have
Good
you
morning,
here.
Wiser Nation. Good morning, Love Diamond. Good morning, Love Diamond. Good
Good
morning, Wiser
morning.
Nation. Good
Good
morning,
morning.
everyone. Thanks for joining this morning. Thanks to the Queen Joyce Daniels. Thank you for giving us this platform to shine. We say thank you so much. Thank you. We are really grateful. Thank you. So sit back, relax with your popcorn or juice. Okay, it's still early in the morning. So take your tea, a cup of tea beside you, and let's dive into today's message. See ya.
Yeah. Yes. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kaide, for that. So we're handling chapter 4 and chapter 5 of this book, of the part 2 of the book. And we're going to be talking on the man who didn't look right and the chapter 5. Now, for the two chapters, we have three major things we're going to be focusing on, which is number 1, our habit scorecard. We're going to focus on the habit scorecard. Number 2, we're going to focus on implementation intention. And number 3, we're going to talk about habit stacking. Habit stacking. Now, all of these are strategies that James Clear put in his book to guide us on how to either stop bad habits or reignite new habits. Now, I'd like to begin with this quote by I'd like to begin with this quote by psychologist Carl Jung. In the book, it was noted, the quote was noted there. It said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it what? Fate. Now, while I was reading this book, what struck me there was amazing. The human mind, the brain is super, super excellent, so fascinating that many times we do things on autopilot. Sometimes we don't even know that we are doing those things. Why? Number one, probably because we have some form of benefits that we get from doing them. And that is why when we do these things, when we perform these routines, when we take charge of all of these habits, we don't know that we're actually doing them. How many of us, if you know that there's this habit that is very consistent in your life, that sometimes you've already finished doing it before you now remember that this is a habit I said I was going to stop, but because it has become so used to you, you haven't stopped it yet. Can you drop a chat on the comment section and let me know what that habit is? Can you list what that habit is? For me, it is picking my phone first thing in the morning. That's mine. No matter how many times I've seen researchers say that it's not always healthy, that the moment you rise from bed, the first thing you pick up is your phone because of your eyes and your mind and so many other things, I still find myself doing it. I'm still working at trying to stop that. So maybe give myself some time when I wake up, do a few things before I move to my phone. So what is that habit that you are trying to work on? Can you state it in the comment section? State it in the comment section what it is. Good morning. Good morning, Tina. Good morning, Emmanuel Eze from Abia State. Good morning. Yes, so mechanic says, yes, that phone, eh? Yes, I understand. It can be so, it can be so tiring. Let me use that word. Hi, Chinyerobio Basi. Yes, so everybody is concurring this phone matter. This phone matter, it must be a very strong one. So it's something that we all need to collectively, personally, as individuals, work on to the best of our ability. It wouldn't happen one day. Walking more. Oluwatomi says walking more. I don't walk enough. Oh, that's great. That's great. So I learned that habit of walking from the Queen of Talk, Joyce Daniels. And the reason why I chose walking more is because it's one of the things that is easy for me to do. It's easier for me to do that than for me to go to the gym. So, and since it's going to give me a lot of effects as exercise, I do that. I do walking a lot, and I'm glad that I got that. Good morning, Ikechuku. We are glad that you're here. Now, let's jump right back. Thank you. You can still drop what some of those habits are that you're really working on. A lot of people are concurring with the phone idea, which is great, amazing. Now, the man who didn't look right, which is in chapter 4 of the book, was referring to the father-in-law of a paramedic. Now, a paramedic is someone who is a medical professional who attends to people that are sick. Yes, usually they are the first people that the people that have accidents, those who are involved in accidents and all that, they're the first set of persons that they interact with. I'm going to follow my mentor, Joyce Daniels, to do this. So I'm going to go to Google now and let's see the Google definition of the word paramedic. A paramedic is a medical professional who provides emergency care to people who are sick or injured. They are often the first responders to accidents and emergency. Now, guess what? The story goes that this woman walks into a family gathering and immediately she sets eyes on her father-in-law. She's like, no, this man doesn't look right. And the man is like, I'm fine. Like, he looks fine on the outside, but she immediately, her brain immediately told her that this person needs help and it's an urgent help. It's not like the kind of help that you can put on the side. You have to help, like this person needs urgent help. And the moment she was able to pick that sign, a few hours from that period, even though on the outside it was looking good, she knew. Why did she know? The book makes us understand that she knew because she has interacted a lot with these accidents and injured victims and sick people, that she had begin to understand their frame, what they look like on the outside. No matter what's going on inside them, she can sense it from when she sees them on the outside. And that's because it is something she has consistently related with. It has now become a part of her. It has become a habit for her to notice. By looking at your physical appearance, you can tell, this person needs help. And immediately she was able to pick that out. It's in few hours' time, the man was already in the hospital undergoing a life-saving surgery. Can you imagine if she didn't pick that sense, if her intuition didn't tell her because of course, over time practice, if her intuition didn't sense that something was wrong, probably during the family gathering, the father-in-law would have just collapsed. But he didn't, because she was able to pick a familiar cue. She was able to pick a familiar cue. Now, what this is trying to explain to us in regards to this chapter is, for every time you want to change a habit, you want to adapt a new habit, or um, you want to add a new habit to your list of habits, or you want to stop a bad habit, what you need to do first is to be aware of that habit. You have to be aware of what that habit is that you want to change. If you're unaware, you can't change that habit. If you are unaware, you cannot change that habit. For instance, now we know that we would like to work on our phone habit. That first thing in the morning, picking up your phone, we are now aware that is something that we would like to work on. I am aware that that's something I would like to work on. So it's the first line of thought is the awareness. You have to be aware. You have to be aware. You have to be aware. Now, habits are automatic, unconscious performance of action. Now, these are actions that you do consciously and unconsciously. When you begin to practice something consistently, it becomes unconscious. You begin to do them from your subconscious mind. Why? Because you've transitioned through over time practice from where you started it and were struggling until now, where it's now on autopilot. So that's what James Clear is trying to explain to us here. And he said, for you to begin to point out those habits, first you must know what your consistent subconscious habits are. You need to know them firsthand. When you know what they are, then you can now determine which one is good, which one is bad, and which one is neutral. Or you could say which one is positive, which one is negative, and which one is neutral. Now, the positive habits are those habits that encourage the identity you're trying to portray yourself as. Whereas the negative habits are those habits that you find yourself indulging in, but they do not properly represent the identity you want to put out there. And for the neutral habits, they are neutral, like the word says. They don't have any, for instance, waking up in the morning is a neutral habit. Everybody does that. Both the good, the bad, the ugly, children do it, babies do it, adults do it, old men do it, old women do it. It's a neutral habit. Whether you want to, whether you don't want to, you sleep and you what? Wake up, except in rare cases where the person maybe dies. And that is not what we are praying for. Now, in order for you to achieve this awareness, James Clear gives us a very simple method he calls the habit scorecard. He calls it the habit scorecard. The habit scorecard. Now, the habit scorecard is a very simple strategy you can apply for your habits when you're trying to incorporate a new habit. Please, if you're still with me, I want you to type the word habit. I just want to be sure that we're still following. Just type habit on the chat. Let's be sure that we're still together, please. Type habits. I want to see it before I move on. Let's be sure that we're still together. If you're still with me, please type the word habit. Thank you, the mechanic. Thank you. Please type habit. I want to see more. We're talking about atomic habits. So type habits. Type habits. Thank you, Olutomi. Thank you, Israel. Thank you, Ikechuku. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm sure that we are following. Now, in order for you to apply this, in order for you to apply this, thank you, Jesútina. Habits, I see you. Thank you, the elevated MC Habits. I see that. Thank you so much. Now, in order for you to apply this strategy called the habit scorecard, you have to make a list. Thank you. Keep them coming. Kumbi, Kemi, I see your reactions. Thank you so much. So keep them coming. Now, in order for you to apply the habit scorecard as stated by James Clear, you have to have a list. Now, in the book here, you can see, I don't know if you can see from, you can watch it from your end if you have the book. You can see a list of habits that he gave us here. Now, these lists of habits, they are just listed. These are just habits that you have to take note of that you do every single day. So for you to achieve that, it has to be something you now have to do consciously. You don't have to let it be unannounced or unprepared or unplanned. You must consciously do that. Get your book, write a list of every habit you've noticed that you do, whether you've noticed or somebody around you have noticed that you do them. List them all out. Begin to put them down as points. Put them down as points, whether good, whether bad, whether neutral, whatever habit it is you've noticed that you're consistently doing. Please list them out. That's what James Clear is telling us to do. After listing them out, next you want to do is identify the habits. You want to identify them. And the best way to identify them, like he gave us, he said, identify the positive habits by putting a plus sign, like you see here now in the second instance, where we can have the plus sign here under brush my teeth. Do you understand? So it's something you have to do consciously. It's not something that will just fall off. It's just something that you just do because you just want to do. So you have to intentionally list out all the habits, then begin to identify them. Because if you don't call the habit out, you may not be able to understand and be aware that, okay, this is a habit that I need to stop, or this is a habit that I need to add to my list. Are you following me? If this makes sense to you, please, I want you to write make sense, or for short, MS. I want to see your MSs. If this is making sense to you, please write MS in the comment section. MS, let's be sure that we're together. MS, I can see your MSs. I want to see your MSs. If you're joining, if you're following, please write. And if this is making sense to you, thank you, Jesritina. Yes. Thank you, Israel. Makes sense. Good. Thank you, the mechanic. Thank you, Kumbi. Makes sense. Good, 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 good. All right. So we continue. Now, after listing, I'll use the examples in the book just for time's sake. We have wake up, turn off alarm, check my phone, go to the bathroom, take a shower, brush my teeth, floss my teeth, put on deodorant, hang up to dry the towel to dry, get dressed, make a cup of tea. Now these are a list of habits, a list of habits. Now, for you to now determine which is good, which is bad, and which is neutral, you begin to assign a sign to each of them. For instance, wake up is a neutral habit. Once you sleep, you wake up, except maybe something happens. And then some people that sleep and do wake up, you know that it was a medical emergency. So wake up here, we have the equal sign. That means it's a neutral habit. It's not good, it's not bad. It's just one of those things. Turn off alarm, neutral. Many of us that set alarm, it is neutral for you to just turn it off once it goes off. Check my phone, negative habit, remember? This one got me while I was reading the book. This one really, really got to me. I tell you, it really got to me because it's something I've been struggling with. Weigh myself, I said, is a positive habit, so you know your weight at all times. Take a shower, it's a positive habit. Of course, you want to be clean. Brush my teeth, yes, it's a positive habit, so you want to add that plus sign there. Hang my towel to dry is a neutral habit. Although When it comes to neutral habit, he also stated that it can be it's something that is not it's not cast in stone. To some people, some neutral habits are good habits. To some others, some neutral habits are bad habits. For instance, wake up. Wake up here is a very neutral habit. Forget if you now sleep at say 7 p.m. on Monday, and then you wake up by 4 p.m. on Tuesday, and you do that consistently for 30 days. That is a bad habit. Why? Because you are using time that you're supposed to be productive with. There's a time assigned for sleep, yes. You can't sleep all day. So when you begin to sleep, those large chunks of sleeping helplessly and all of that, it becomes a bad habit. So just note that some of these neutral habits are they can be good, they can also be bad, even though they can be neutral. All right. And now another thing he wants us to note is that you really cannot change any habits that you're not aware of. So the first thing in this chapter to note is you have to be aware of all your habits. Be good, be bad, be neutral. You must be aware. Second of all, you have to make the invisible visible. Now, for instance, if you say you want to check you don't want to check your phone anymore, one of the ways that can help I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself, so don't even cap. One of the ways that can help us is that we can decide that from today, when we are going to bed, we will keep our phone either in our wardrobe for those who are maybe in a self-contained apartment, keep it in your wardrobe so that it's closed. You can't see it. And then go to bed and sleep. When you wake up, if you want to meditate, you can meditate. For those who pray, you can pray. For those who study Bibles, read a book, what of that. You do all of that. And when you're done, you can do your exercise. When you're done, then you pick up your phone. That's one of the ways that can help. Yes, that's one of the ways that can help. Do you understand? So make it visible that this is what I want to do. So in this case, make your phone invisible. So make sure that your phone is, let it be visible to your brain that you don't want to press your phone once you wake up in the morning. That's not the first thing you want to do. You have to make it visible to your brain that that's not the first thing you want to do when you wake up in the morning. So make that phone invisible. If this is making sense to you, please, I want to see a fire emoji. Let's see a fire emoji. If this is making sense to you. If this is making sense to you, let's see a fire emoji. Now, also, you have to make the unconscious conscious. Remember the quote that I used at the beginning? Until the unconscious becomes conscious, it directs your life, and then you call it what? Ah, it's fate, or it's the will of God, or I didn't even know that I'm just doing this thing like this. Maybe that's what God really wants for me. Please stop it, stop it, stop it. Let's stop it, please. Okay? If the idea is I want to stop this, tell yourself, I want to stop this, and this is the reason why I need to stop this. It's not doing me any good. Thank you. I can see your fire emojis, the mechanic Emmanuel, Olutomi, Kemi, Michael, Israel. Thank you. I can see your fire emoji. I'm glad that you all are following. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Good. So those are like 3 points to note. First, you have to make it obvious, and then you have to be aware of what you want to change before you can apply that change. Now I'm going to be bringing my sister up so she can share her thoughts on this particular topic briefly, and then we'll move over to implementation intention. Hi, Kehinde James. Welcome back. Welcome back. I was feeling a little bit alone as you were backstage, but I know that you were with me. I know you were with me. So what
Yes,
are your
I'm with
thoughts on
you.
this? Yes.
Wow.
What are your
So,
thoughts on this particular topic?
okay, so the first thing I feel is in knowing. If you know that you have a bad habit, that is when you know you want to change your habits. So we need to be
True.
focused in ourselves.
Yeah.
Because if you are not
Yeah.
focused, if you are scattered, you won't even know you have a bad habit that you even want to change. So focus is
True.
the main in focus.
Okay.
When you
Okay.
focus, you know that this thing that I'm doing and I don't like it too. So and in that phone matter, you know there are some people in the morning they join prayer online. So they can't do without
Mm.
that phone. So it is for
Okay.
us to know, okay, this phone, no, I'm not going to Facebook, I'm not going to Instagram,
Okay.
I'm going to the
Okay.
prayer room on my phone.
Okay.
And that
Okay.
is
Okay.
called discipline. So if we can also discipline ourselves to to know what we are doing on phone, then I think using phone in the morning does not matter irrespective once you know what you are doing on that phone. Okay, so let me go to chapter 5, which is the best way to start implementing your new habits. So there are two ways the author said. That is number one, the implementation intention, and number two is the habit stacking. So what is implementation intention? Implementation is answering the question of what am I doing? What is that habit I want to do? Where where do I want to do this habit? Then time. At what time am I doing this habit? This will give a meaning to whatever habit you want to do. It is not just saying, oh, I want to drink tea. You must know where you want to drink the tea. And you must even know why you are drinking the tea. You don't just do anything anyhow. You must know the reason. Okay, so like implementation is intention is the effective of sticking to your goals. It allows you stick to your goals. It allows you stick to your goals. There are so many written goals. I want to be a clinic, I want to do this, I want to do that. There are so many things you want to do. But put if you don't use your implementation intention habits, you won't be able to achieve anything. And the simple way to apply this is to add your time, add your location to whatever habits you want to do. So for example, I want you to put in the chat box, what are the habits you want to do? For example, I want to meditate. That is a habit. Now, if I want to use my implementation intention, I want to meditate at 5 a.m. on my bed. Can you see that I have added time and I have added location? This gives it backing. It gives it backing, a strong backing that okay, I must do this because I have written it down. I'm going to do this on my bed at 5 a.m. So I'll set my alarm 5 a.m. I know what to do. I want to meditate. Not just setting alarm and you don't even know what you want to do 5 a.m. But if you have set your alarm and you say, oh, I want to meditate 5 a.m. Where? On my bed. Where? In my dining area. Where? In my study. I want to meditate. Then waking up, you will even be eager to wake up that I have to meditate because I know what I'm gaining when I meditate. So let me just meditate. So I want you to put in the chat box, what will you be doing? Put the time and put the location. So let's see, maybe you understand what I have said. Okay. Then I will also say, okay, thank you, Kemi, Michael. I want to be consistent with content creating, gaining knowledge, and being excellent. Then in doing this, you need to put a time. Kemi, Mike, you need to put time to it so that you don't just say, okay, I want to create content. When do you want to create content? Because you don't forget, you still go to work. Do you want to create content all day? So you have to put time to this content creation. Okay, I want to be consistent. So I want to start creating my content first thing in the morning or in the mid-afternoon or in the evening. By so time, I want to create my content. So you have to add your time to it. And how do you want to be posting? You have to add all those ingredients to it so that you'll be eager to do these things. It is in adding all these things that will make you strong in doing it. Do you get? Okay, thank you, Kemi Michael. Thank you. Creating content by 5 a.m. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay. 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 So in doing this, you have asked the question of what, where, and how you want to do this. Okay. So I'll go to the second behavior implementation, which is habit stacking. Habit stacking. What is habit stacking? Habit stacking is habit stacking is adding a new habit to the habit you have been doing before. That is the simple meaning to habit stacking. Adding a new habit to what to any habit you have been doing before. Okay, so I want to meditate at 5 a.m. How do you add habit stacking to this? I will meditate at 5 a.m. When I finish meditating, I will drink my cup of coffee. So I have added cup of coffee to my habit stacking. Do we get? I have added another new habit to it. It's just like adding layers of new habits to whatever you are doing before so that it will be easy for you to do. Like I will exercise for 3 minutes in my sitting room. Also being specific about what will help you to say no to procrastination, to say no to distraction. So after I pour my cup of coffee each morning, I will meditate. Do you see? I've added a new habit. After I pour my cup of coffee, I will meditate. Overall, habit stacking allows you to create a set of simple rules that that suits your future behavior. Yeah, that suits your future behavior. It allows you to create simple rules that suits your future behaviors. Like in the book, the author said, like if you are going to a boutique, we so like women's we have been using the habit stacking method a lot. You buy a new cloth. After buying a new cloth, you buy a new you buy a new jewelry, you buy a new pants. You are you are adding all those layers of things you want to buy. It is habit stacking. So we can also take this and take it to our habits that we want to create, all those positive habits that we want to create, and add it together. Start adding it. If you are doing one, know the next thing you want to do. Know the next thing you are going to do. So if you are still with me, let me see a fire emoji. Let me see a fire emoji if you are still with me. Okay. So you can write this formula down. The habit stacking formula. That is the current habits you'll be doing. Then I will. You are adding your new habits. The current habit you want to do. Then I will. The new habits you'll be doing. So that is habit stacking. Those are the two ways and the two implementations, two ways you can add new habits to your life. The implementation intentions and the habit stacking method. I'd like to invite Love Diamond back so that we can take questions.
Okay, thank you, Kehinde. Thank you so much. That was very powerful. That was powerful. Thank you so much. So, can you put on the comment section what is your takeaway from what Kehinde just shared with us now? What exactly, in particular, would you be stacking? What habit would you be stacking today? I'm just here stacking things in my head and on my notes. We are here. Yes, so thank you, the mechanic. I'll be stacking on my notes too. Chinyere says, I will listen to an educational video by 9 p.m. When? Is it every morning? Is it every, yes, you've said 9 p.m. What day of the week? Do you have a particular day you would like to do that? Is it something you want to do 3 times a week, once a week, twice? All James is saying is be extremely clear on what and how. Okay, so if you watch, everything we've spoken about today is centered about or around first being aware that these are the things that you're working on. Then, secondly, after being aware, then you want to implement the behavior you want to change, and the time you want to change it, and the location you want to change it at. For instance, he gave an example in the book where he said, I told myself that at lunchtime I would exercise every day. Can somebody tell me what was wrong with that particular idea that James Clear used, where he said he told himself that when he at lunch every day he would exercise? What, if you read the book, share with us what he said was the challenge he had that made him be inconsistent with achieving that goal. If you can hear me, please. Okay, Kevin says waking up by 4 a.m. praying, doing 200 skips. I hope you've been skipping before now. If you haven't been skipping before now, 200 might be a lot to start with. The whole idea is atomic. Remember, atomic, very little, tiny changes that you can implement over time. And she said, creating content at 5 a.m., reading a chapter of a book, not a novel. There's nothing wrong with a novel. Actually, there's nothing wrong with a novel. I feel novels are those kind of books where you go into and it's like you're in another world. So it's also good to add that. It's not a bad thing. But if maybe you've been taking too many novels and now you'd like to move to other kinds of books, I understand that perfectly. I do. So can you share with me what do you see as the challenge with that particular that thing he said? Said when I at lunch, I will exercise. What was wrong with that? Can you tell me in the chat if you read the book? I want to be sure you read the book. Please tell us in the chat what did he say was his challenge with fulfilling that particular practice. Please let me know. Let me know. Let me know. What was it? What was it? Okay, so he said that the reason why he couldn't finish, the reason why he could not keep to that particular idea was because he didn't set a time to it. He just said I would exercise during lunch. There was no time and there was no location. Thank you, Israel Alabi, where the location wasn't set. Thank you, JD. JD says I just finished a novel this morning. Amazing. I like to be like you when I grow up. All right. So what our takeaway today is first you have to be aware of what all these habits are. And then you have to set specific behavior, time, and location. So the habit scorecard answers to what? What are these habits? How do they affect my life? Which is good? Which is bad? Which one need to improve on? What other habits do I need to identify in my life that I'm already doing? I just need to identify it and be aware of it. What other habits? And then for the habit stacking, it talks about combining a new habit with a current habit, combining a new habit with a current habit. So can you tell me what a current habit is that you like to stack another habit on in the comments? Somebody tell me. I have mine here written. I said, after I wake up at 4 a.m., I will meditate for 10 minutes. And then for 30 minutes, I would read 10 pages of a book. I know that some of us can finish 10 pages of a book in 5 minutes. So for me, I might need between 20 to 30 minutes to finish 10 pages of a book. And it's okay. That's where I am right now. It's fine. So I'm stacking. I'm stacking. I'm stacking. So what habit would you be stacking on today? Please share with us in the comments. I'd like to see it. And this is the right time to ask a question. If you have one, please share. If you have a question, this would be a good time to ask in the comments if you have a question. While we wait for the questions, the implementation intention, we've talked about that. Habit stacking, we've talked about that. It's simply, for habit stacking, is simply adding to to what is already existing. So if you're still with me, I would like you to share with me what is that habit that you're going to stack on an already existing habit today. Current habits plus new habit. I want you to put that in the chat box, what it is. So your current habit is I wake up at 4 a.m. So when I wake up at 4 a.m., I will, that's the plus, read 5 pages of a book. I want to see that in the comment section. What exactly is it? What exactly would you be practicing today? Share with us, share with us, share with us. Let's be sure we are following. Please share with us. I hope you can hear me. The comment section has gone quiet all of a sudden. Please, let's see your responses. What habits? Like I said mine already. After I wake up at 4 a.m., I will meditate for 10 minutes. I could be meditation, it could be prayer, but I use the word meditate. I will meditate for 10 minutes. And then for 30 minutes, I will read 10 pages of a book. Thank you, Kemi Michael. I wake up at 4 a.m. already. I need to pray for 10 minutes. Okay, so you rephrase the sentence. After I wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, I will pray for 10 minutes. There's something that happens to us when we say, when we rephrase the statement. I think it gives the kind of it gives it more power. I will. It's like you are affirming, I will wake up at 4 a.m. and I will pray for 10 minutes. So you need to put it in such empowering words, okay? Put it in such empowering words. So what else? Somebody else, please tell us. Israel Alabi, good. It says, after I wake up, I will write or review my to-do list and prioritize them. Israel Alabi, please share with us what you think is missing from this statement you just made. What is that thing that is missing? I could tell you, but I want you to say it because you've been following the review. So tell us, what is that thing that is missing from this list? Chinrobi Abati says, I will listen to an educational video or podcast by 9 p.m. and work on my next day to-do list. Perfecto. Thank you. The mechanic says, phone, okay, habits. Phone stares early in the morning. Solution, scheduling post the day before so I don't get to hop on the phone early. Also, do digital tasks like reading the Bible using physical copies. Amazing, amazing, amazing. This is implementation intention. Amazing, amazing. Thank you very much, mechanic. Let's have more. Let's have more. Let's have more. Who else is sharing with us this morning? Who else is sharing with us? Okay, please bring Kehinde up. I'd like her to share with us what she will be implementing today or what habit she'll be starting today. So Kehinde, share with us. What habit will you be starting today or what habit will you be implementing today?
Okay, so in my to-do list this morning, it's okay, like 4 a.m. I prayed till 5. Then after 5, went to kitchen to cook for my children. So
Okay.
I've written then 5, then 6, I am here. By 7, I'll be going to work. Then from work, so I've written all those
Ah,
things.
amazing! Please, can you give her a very hot round of applause? I want to see it in the comments. Please clap, 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 clap. She has it all figured and all listed. Please, I want to see the clap emoji, clap emoji, clap emoji, clap emoji. For Kehinde, she has listed it and timed every one of it. Good. Odunayo says, my current habits, staying consistent with my daily habits. However, I will stack up helping my daughter stay consistent with her own atomic habits as we already have her time and energy daily chat. Amazing. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing, Odunayo. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you, Olutomi, for clapping. All right. So if this was an interesting session, can you share one thing that you have taken away from this class? One thing you've taken away from this review. Share one that you will take action on today. One. Thank you, Manuel Easy. What's your next action immediately after this live now? What's your next action? For instance, immediately after this live, I am taking a walk. So yes, what is that one thing you're going to do immediately? Like you start applying immediately, that atomic habits. Yes, because JD, yeah, I wake up at 6 a.m., meditate for 15 minutes, read for 30 minutes, study the Bible chapter, and pray at 6:50. How to exercise at 7:30. Punchy, 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 punchy. Amazing. Thank you for sharing, ma'am. Straight to the point. After this live, I will take my 7 kilometer walk. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Queen of Talk. Amazing. Good, 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 good. Good. That's awesome. So please let us all take away today the fact that number one, we have to be aware of what we are doing. Know that you can't change any habit or implement a new habit until you already understand and are aware of the habits you are already exhibiting as a person. So first is awareness, next is implementation, and next is stacking. So you see the way they arranged it. James Clear was not joking. He was very intentional on how he arranged the chapters. So first he talked about being aware of the habits. Next he said, after you become aware, the next thing you want to do is implement those things you are now aware of. And thereafter, you now want to stack because you now have achieved. So you begin to stack on the one you've already achieved. So if you know you're going to start implementing today, I want you to write implementation on the chat box. Just write, either you write implementation or just write IMP, 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 IMP. Implementation is key. Thank you, King Obiobasi. IMP, I want to see IMP. If you're going to implement, I want to see IMP in the chat box. IMP, IMP, or you can spell the full word implementation. Thank you, Dunayo. Implementation, more, more, more. Oh, okay. Emmanuel is sharing one here. He says his habit is late hour sleep, surfing the social media. And then his solution is sleep early, wake up by 4 a.m., pray, read, practice before going out for work. Okay, we are getting there. Amazing. Thank you, Israel. IMP, Justina, thank you. IMP. It was amazing being with us this morning. Yes, so that's nice. Emmanuel, we have same habits. This is Tina is telling you. Okay, so good habits, I believe, are similar many times. When, for instance, if you want to start reading as a habit, there's like a lot of people out there who also want to start reading as a habit. Why? Because the benefits. That's another thing. Before we go, the benefits of that new habit, you have to make it clear to yourself. In fact, say it aloud to yourself that the benefit of this of me reading 10 pages every day. Oh, happy twins, I see you all. Thank you. The benefit of me reading every day is that I will be able to garner more knowledge. I'll be able to have more knowledge that I can apply to my life, my business, my career, my relationship that will be able to work for me. So now all of these habits are not just habits you do for your personal, just because of you, because whatever you do affects those around you. So you can also add habits for your relationships, habits for your marriage, habits for your education, your schooling, habits for your children. Like we had one of us here share habits for her children. She already had a consistent working habit schedule and she wants to create one for her daughter. That is an amazing one. So remind yourself what the benefit is. And for the bad habits, also tell yourself aloud, say it out loud that the reason I will not eat um, 3 packs of chocolate all at once is because I know that it's not healthy for my teeth and it's going to do this to my stomach or it's going to make me add more weight. Whatever it is, tell yourself negative habits have their consequences, positive habits have their consequences. Kehinde James, what are your last words?
Okay, so number one is, I have said it before, we need to focus on ourselves. We need to know who we are. Knowing who we are determines how we want to behave or how we want to do things. So when you know who you are, you know that this thing is good or this thing is bad. Because if you don't know yourself, you won't even know maybe what you are doing is bad. So it is in knowing that you can even do. So when you know yourself and you have been able to identify what is good for you and what is bad for you, then you know that okay, so now that I know that eating chocolate is not good for my health, then I want to stop eating chocolate. So when you see chocolate, you will want. So you will know that eating sugar is bad. When you see sugar, you will not eat it. So it is when you know yourself that you okay, this thing is not good. Because if you don't know yourself and if you don't focus, you have to focus before you even know yourself. You have to. A lot of people are this. We are part of distracted, distraction, especially with social media. But if we focus on ourselves, know ourselves, then we can know the habits to to choose and know the one we are going to discard. So thank you for joining everybody. Thank you.
Self-awareness. Thank you. Ogwezi Oge. She just gave the right word for it. Self-awareness. You have to be self-aware. Until you're self-aware, like Kehinde said, you will not even know what to add and what to remove. So first is self-awareness. First is self-awareness. Okay, this Tina said I also learned to go out more and socialize. Okay, please do that. Yes, yes. I think I fall under that category too. Sometimes you're so carried away with being indoors and working and all that, and then you forget that having a social life is also very important. So that's good. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us this morning. And we are so glad that you were able to join us all through this review. Next is April 2025, first Monday in April 2025, and we're going to have our guests for those days, and they'll be here with you sharing. Please keep reading the book. Don't stop. Oh, don't say because we have talked about it here, you can still read so that it will help you apply more. Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Kehinde. It was an honor sharing this stage with you. Thank you,
Yes.
Queen of
Thank
Fashion.
you.
Queen of Fashion. Ah,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank
Joyce
you.
Daniels. Thank you, Wiser
Thank you.
Community. Thank you, Michael Okorie, our able community manager. We are so excited that we have you with us. We have you steering the ship. Thank you. Thank you, Joyce Daniels, Queen of Talk, for this platform. We're grateful. Thank you so much, man. Bye for now. Thank you. Thank you, the microphone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye for
Thank you.
now. Let's go and start implementing. Thank you. Thank you, Israel. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.